Hello, Internet. Hello, hello. Welcome to another All Things YouTube show here on the Awesome Wood Things channel. I am so happy you are here. I have a jam-packed show. This is going to be probably one of my best shows ever. The idea here is to run through the news of the week. I have a pre-requested channel review, which we'll do at the end of the show. And the majority of the show is going to be a recap of every single tip I have ever given. So if you missed a few shows, this is the show to watch. You will get all of the information. It will be super rapid fire. Please remember to @reply me in the chat if you have a question. I encourage questions asked all throughout the show. Just type the word or the letters @ and then Awesome Wood Things. Start to type the word awesome. You'll see me pop up. Hit that. Boom. That'll show up nice and bright on my screen, and I should be able to answer you back. Is that Brenda G from Brenda G's Designs? Howdy, she says. Mark Lindsay's CNC is here. Harneal Media is here. Marcel's Workshop. Wildman Tech. I think a few others are starting to come in here. Dave Gatton, hello, hello. Welcome to All Things YouTube. Super awesome jam-packed show. I'm recapping every single tip. Before I get started, and as people start coming into the chat, I would just like to say thank you to those who make this possible on Awesome Wood Things. I have some Patreon subscribers over at patreon.com/awesomewoodthings. 6 total. I have 3 people who have YouTube channels. Those are Osprey Mama, Javi's Woodshop, and Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashirs. Thank you. And 3 other people have websites that sponsor me on patreon.com/awesomewoodthings. That is Harneal Media at makersmedianetwork.com. I am a proud member of Makers Media Network. Jerry Brown, he owns Polly Wants a Crafter, and Mr. Mike Laffey from MaybeI'veSaidTooMuch.com. Billy Burt's here. Hello, welcome. Mark says the Car Master is here too. Okay, excellent. Welcome everyone. This is the super recap episode. And look at all these notes. I got tons and tons of stuff to tell everybody. Let's jump into the news, and then I have some fun things to share before the main segment. So, jam-packed show. It's going to be a jam-packed show. Anna B's here. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. The news of the week. Well, there was a lot of information about the community guidelines. Now, nothing has changed with the community guidelines on YouTube, but the enforcement is being ratcheted up, so you don't want to misbehave on the platform. Here are the highlights that they pointed out. Thumbnails. The thumbnail itself is governed by the entire community guidelines policy, so the thumbnail has to align with that. Repeat offenders could lose the ability to upload custom thumbnails. So if your thumbnails contain some things against the community guidelines, that's not going to be good. Or if they're misleading. Misleading thumbnails, so a thumbnail that does not accurately characterize the content of your video, you might not be recommended as much. So that might just sort of happen under the hood. Oh, Steve Carmichael's here too. Excellent. I didn't see him slip in. Hi. Oh, there he is. Hi, Steve Carmichael. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, more news. They got more specific about the types of content that's not allowed. Harmful and dangerous stuff is not allowed. Pranks and things like that. Some are age restricted. Some are not. I'm not going to go into too much details about those types of things. But when something happens, you will get an alert on the beta, the studio beta, and you will get an email. And the email will go to the email address that you use to create your YouTube account. So if that email address is inactive or you don't check it, you might want to fix that. So preemptively make sure that's here. Farm All Fanatics here. Hi, Farm All Fanatic. Welcome back. He's been to a few of my shows. I've been to a few of his. Man, he is a live streaming madman, that Farm All Fanatic. Good stuff over there. And, oh, self-certify. This is the last piece of news. Well, actually, it's not the last piece of news. Self-certify is something they're testing out. I don't know what it will look like or what the percentage is that you will have this feature, but sometimes when you upload, you might be presented with, hey, click a couple checkboxes to confirm that this is what you say it is. In other words, checkboxes to confirm it meets the community guidelines. So they're trying that out. And now here's the thing about self-certify. And this also applies to when you challenge a, like when the $ goes from green to yellow, when it's not suitable for all advertisers. If you self-certify or you say my stuff meets the community guidelines, and that's not the case, in other words, you lie, or that could end up hurting you. Okay, that's going to be a big no-no. So if you're ever presented on the YouTube platform with something that is from you saying that your video meets the guidelines and it doesn't, that's going to quickly break the trust that YouTube has in you, and it's not going to be fun. So play nice. Driveway Workshop with Jim Bashirs is here. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. All right. The beta, the Studio Beta, has some new features. The editor has some more things in it. You can now do mid-roll ads. You can plop them down on the timeline in the editor. That's just kind of fun. There's a strikes card that's going to come out on the dashboard. So you know the dashboard of the Studio Beta. I mentioned this last. Somewhere on here, there's going to be a strikes card. If you have a strike, it'll have all kinds of information about what to do next and things like that. The Ideas for You widget is expanding. That's this guy right here, Ideas for You. They're really working on adding more value and more good resources in there, so keep an eye out for that. And more people are defaulting to the Studio Beta. So sometimes when you click, I'll show you. Well, maybe I won't show you because my little thingy's in the way. When you come down here and you go to, well, I'm in the Studio Beta. Let's go here. And you choose this button right there. You know, that'll take you to either the Classic Studio or the Studio Beta. That might start flipping to Beta. We are able to do closed captioning end screens cards on the Studio Beta yet. That's what Mark Lindsay CNC asked. Closed captioning, no. Cards, yes. End screens, I think so. That's one thing. I don't use that little in-editor thing very much. Let's find out, Mark. Hey, Rockin' Woodworks is here. And Bob Lee's Woodshop. Bob Lee and Eloy Escajedo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We just got done recapping the news of the week. I'm going to go into some fun stuff to share, and then I'm recapping everything I've ever said on this show. So if you want to send some notes to some friends of yours that you see might not be on this show, this is the show to bring them in. They'll be happy you did. Niantic River Woodcrafting with Chris Nealon's here. Hello, hello. I have never used, YouTube Studio. What can you do for me as opposed to Nero software? Oh, well, YouTube Studio is the place to add YouTube features to your video. It's not a full editor. It might be one day. So here's the end screens, Mark. You can apply your end screen templates and do some other stuff there. So yes, end screens are supported. There's one end screen element, the second end screen element, and the third end screen element. Cards, where are cards at? Blur cards. There's cards. So yes, but no, you cannot do closed captioning in editor. Audio, yeah, no. Nope, can't do closed captioning in editor. So there's your answer, Mark. And I will be digging into that editor more and more lately. All right. Before I get into recapping everything, I want to pass along some fun stuff. Extra stuff. You get extra. You get extra stuff on All Things YouTube. All right. I found a good resource. Actually, I've been playing with this resource for quite a while now. By quite a while, I mean about 3 weeks. Been banging it around. Yeah. Zach from Southern Ginger Woodshop has a Facebook group called Video Masterminds Group, or Video Creator Mastermind Group. And I dropped a link in the chat room. And the goal of this Facebook group is for members to post videos, either unpublished videos or it's starting to be kind of videos that are published, but they're asking for feedback on the content of the video. And I think it's really a good resource. So think of that as like, is this type of editing working? How is the sound? I did one. I posted a video where I had no background music. It was all speech. And I was like, hey, what do you think about this? Good, bad, indifferent? And boom, boom, boom. It's feedback about the video itself, not about the metadata, not about the analytics, not about the YouTube platform, the content of the video. I'm like, that's perfect. Right there. So, it's one of those things where you request to be a member, and I think, you're approved, yada, yada, yada. But that's what it's all about. Okay, Mark Lindsay says, the closed captioning thing is why I don't use the Studio Beta yet. Well, okay. The main point is get used to it. It will be your only option, and that will happen sometime in 2019. Will it happen in February, or will it happen in December? Get ready, because they're not going back. They're not. Something breaks in the Studio Classic, they're not going to fix it. Have fun, guys. I need to get some sleep, says Anna B. Anna B, well, thanks for stopping by quickly. Always glad you're here. Osprey Mama's here. Welcome, Osprey Mama. Okay, more fun stuff. I'm just going over a few fun little tidbits that apply to creators on the YouTube platform. And then I'm jumping into the total recap of everything I've ever suggested on this show before. Makers Monday. I was featured on Makers Monday. Yay! This is Gil Poznansky's channel, and he has a series where a maker is featured. They answer 4 or 5 questions, and I thought that was a fun little thing. Thank you, Gil, for letting me play along. I put the link to that video, maybe drop a thumbs up on there. and get to know that series. It's a fun series. It's sort of like, it's not an interview. It's not, well, it's an interview, but it's with prescribed questions. So there's not a banter back and forth, but it's nice. It's a cool thing. Learn a little bit more about me and my passions and all that fun stuff. And I think you will like it. So thank you, Gil, for doing that. My second fun idea. This is for creators that have a YouTube channel and a website. Here's my idea. And I mentioned this on a previous show and then kind of went quiet, but I've worked on it since then. Backlinks. Does anyone know what backlinks are? Let me tell you. A backlink is when a link on another website links to your website. So it's an incoming link to your website. You've heard me say on the show before, Google and in turn YouTube, kind of the same thing, they look for signals that imply high quality. All kinds of signals. Signals you wouldn't even think are signals they look for. And this is time tested and true. One of the things they like is when a website has many links pointing down to it from other sources. And, you know, some websites out there, like Makers Media Network and like maybe I've said too much.com, they have links of the maker community, and you can get your website on there, and then that's a link. So when someone searches for something for woodworking and they have a choice between me and another woodworker who has no backlinks and me, that they might choose me. This is what it's all about, you know, increasing your chances little by little, nudging it up. So I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool if we could all have on our websites just a page that this is a community members page, and boom, it would just be a long list of links. Wouldn't have to be anything pretty. It's just there. So the Google spiders, it's a real thing. They call them spiders. They crawl the internet and then catalog everything. And when you go to google.com and put something in, you return the results of what the spiders found. It's kind of a weird industry speak. Yeah. So who wants to play along? So here's what I'm thinking. awesomewiththings.com. So if you go to awesomewiththings.com/web. So here's my website. And this is sort of an example of it. Well, let me go to... Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, so you would have... Let me get this launcher. It'll probably... So you would have a page, and it would just have websites on it. Here's all the A websites. And you would just have a whole page of them. And then if you pop down to here, oh, there's Makers Media Network. And so it would be other things too. But the idea is you would enter all your information into a database. I would format the HTML, give you the HTML monthly, you copy and paste it in and overwrite your page from the previous month, and boom, we could all have links on everyone's site. So what I came up with is this. MailChimp. So it would be an email newsletter from me you would be signing up for. You would give your email, first name, last name optional, website URL, and YouTube URL. The only 4 pieces of mandatory metadata are email, first name, website URL, YouTube URL. All the rest are optional. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Etsy, blah, 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 blah. Hit subscribe. I'll take all that, format it into HTML, and send it out to the newsletter. And the idea is every month you would copy and paste what I give you into your thing. We could all have links all over the internet, and the Google bot will give us lots of good Google juice, and it would be lots of fun. So if you want to play along with that, I'm going to do some marketing around it, kind of push it out. But if you want to sign up, I'll put you in some of the marketing, and because I need examples, because I only have my website, and I just chose makersmedianetwork.com because that seemed like a good idea. So if you want to be first in this program, it would be there. Thing is, It would always be public, so don't share anything that you don't want public, because I'm not asking for home address. I'm not asking for phone number. You know, just, and then once your stuff is out there, it would go to 10 people, 20 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. It would be way, way out there. And the idea would be, it would be really hard to unpublish it, because I could take you off the list and the next month you wouldn't be there, and presumably everyone would copy and overwrite the old one. But anyway, that's sort of the idea of it. It's a backlink. And I was trying to think what could be the bad things that could happen with this. And the only thing I could think of was be like, you know, what PewDiePie ran into, where he recommended someone that was kind of unsavory, and he got kind of in trouble for it. So the idea would be, it would come with this statement: unvetted list of websites from creative people who also have a YouTube account. And then here's your pop-down navigation. These are just kind of like go lower in the page links. And then, you know, this is really all we care about is the .com. So you got to have a website, a .com, .net, .org. I think my mic is max. Is this too loud? Is this mic too loud? Let me know in the chat room. So anyway, that's it. awesomewiththings.com/web. Get in on the ground floor. Look for more marketing from me. I'm going to put this out to the community if we think it's a good idea. All right, that's fun idea number 2. And I also have a show on Thursday, Mind Equals Blown. This is going to be exclusively on Brenda G's Designs channel. So check out Brenda G's Designs, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Her and I will do a fun show where we do all kinds of shenanigans, not YouTube related, not woodworking related, but a lot of fun. I'm laughing because Harneal Media says, "Guess I need a website." Harneal Media is the one that supplies websites to many of the makers in the maker community. So that's a lot of fun. All right. All right. Yes. All right. Who's ready? This is it. This is the recap. Now remember, use the @ symbol and type in Awesome Wood Things so I can see you. The super chats are active too. I'll really see the super chats. Remember, stuff will light up here. These lights are connected to the internet. They'll see the super chats and they'll light up. So it's kind of fun where you can reach through the internet and control some things in my physical space. But that's there. And any super chatters are permanently here throughout the show. I kind of put you there, so that's kind of a nice thing as well. Okay, here's the recap of everything. The recap has a summary. There's 3.5 things you've got to people in the chat room are saying, "Steve does websites?" Question mark? Yeah, it's pretty well known. Man, my mic is really hot. I hope that audio is okay. Yeah. Yes, Steve Nealon does websites. Okay, here are the 3 things you need to be successful on YouTube. Okay, this is sort of like my homegrown one. Get audience off-site. I'm a big proponent of this. Yes, you need to be well-grounded in analytics, the features of YouTube. You need to use the features they give you, and planning, business planning. So yes, this is what most grow your YouTube show focus on. It's analytics and features and a little bit of planning. That's really kind of only one thing in my opinion. This is critical. You've got to go off-site to really grow an audience. You can grow an audience completely on YouTube, but you got to be out there on the other sites. And we're going to touch on all of these. This is just the high level. So number 1, get an audience off-site. Killer thumbs and titles. Killer thumbs and titles. These have to be on point. This is your mechanism that gets people to click on your stuff. CTR, click-through rate. I don't know if I have some notes on there. You've got to get them to click. They can't watch your stuff if they don't click. So getting them to click is critical. And then keep them watching. Keep them watching. You do not want people jumping off your video partway through, if at all possible. And this is expressed in the average percent viewed. So there's two pieces of metadata that are critical there. Average percent viewed and click-through rate. Click-through rate. Okay, so that's kind of the idea. So what do you need to focus on? Good titles and thumbnails. That's your click-through rate. That gets people to click on your video. Once they're watching your video, you got to keep them watching. That's average percent viewed in analytics. And it's good to go get your audience off-site and bring them to YouTube. Critical, critical, critical. And then here's how you play well on the platform. You're well-grounded in analytics, what they mean, and business decisions that can be made from analytics. You're embracing all of the features. Do you have the little watermark? Are you using the community feature? And then business planning. You just can't kind of fumble through life expecting good things to happen. You have to really know. Got to have a plan. So that's what we're going to cover today. That was the high level, and we'll get into it. FarmWorks 686. It's 2007 is here. Hello, welcome. This is All Things YouTube. Glad to have you here. All right, so let's start at the beginning. Get your audience off site. What do? Marketing, marketing, marketing. So I'll have my notes there. Marketing, marketing, marketing. You gotta 80% of success, 80% of life is marketing. That's kind of something I've just come up with. If people don't know about you and what you're selling, you can't be successful. You got to put yourself out there. Where can you get audience off-site of YouTube? Chat room. Start laying in the chat room things you can do, places you can go off-site to get views. Reddit. I know, Reddit's scary, but if done right, it can be very rewarding. Instructables, if you have a maker channel, like many people in this audience do. So if you make something and you have a step-by-step instruction on how to do it, instructables.com can be very, very rewarding. Imager is another one. And Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I mean, come on. It's endless, but you have to. Etsy, do you have an Etsy store? There you go. Crowdfunding sites, are they social too? Yeah. So go put your stuff out there. And once you're out there, provide value. See, this is what a lot of people don't recognize. Value. I mean, give. Are you familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk's jab, 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 right hook? Perfect example. Essentially, the book condensed down into the 30-second elevator pitch is you provide value asking for nothing in return, and you do it about 3 times you give value, the 4th time you do the ask. So you're not always asking. It's not, watch this, buy this, t-shirt, hat, buy, that gets boring. No one's going to embrace. You've got to provide value. What's providing value? Join the conversation. Do you have an answer to a question? Give the answer. Do you have, value? That's what you want to do. Provide value and engage. See, I have the little, that is the Starship Enterprise, Klingon warbird, and then the Vulcans engage. No, but engage people off-site and do that. Javi Saurus. Someone put the comment in there? Javi Saurus. Did Javi make his appearance here? Cool. Oh, he did. Yeah, Javi's Woodshop just showed up. He says, evening all. Javi, I'm recapping all of the tips I've given before. Get your audience off-site. I'm a big proponent of that. Yes, Yes, you have to do everything on YouTube and follow all the YouTube secrets and, you know, and do that good stuff too. But go get your stuff. People who explode aren't only exclusively on YouTube. Well, very rarely are they exclusively on YouTube. So do that. That's the first. This is rapid fire, folks. Get your questions in quick. If you have any questions on any of these topics or, you know, confirming statements, is it working for you? There you go. Okay. So now you're pulling people onto YouTube. Okay. So once they're there, killer thumbnails and titles, killer thumbs and titles. This is the key. No one can watch your stuff unless they click on your stuff. How do they click on your stuff? How do they decide to click on your stuff? Thumbnails and titles. Hey, DCWA Makers here. Hello, welcome. It's All Things YouTube. I'm recapping everything I've ever told you on any of these shows. I think this is is this the 24th show or the 25th show? I'm getting up there. Done a lot of these shows. Having fun all the way. Yeah, this is show number, I think it's 24. Yeah, show number 24. Next week will be the 25th show. Yay. Okay, well, let's talk about thumbnails. What makes a good thumbnail? Well, text. If you have text in your thumbnail, have the text be minimal and have it be clear, meaning large and readable. So maybe if you're doing like a serif typeface that's real thin and squiggly, now it's probably not going to work good. They call it a thumbnail for a reason. It's got to look good this size. Have you increased the saturation of your thumbnail? Get it colorful. Get it nice and colorful. People have said if you have a person in the thumbnail, a face, that works. Now, that's not a strategy I'm embracing because you can't embrace everything. But statistics have shown that people are more likely to click on a thumbnail if there's a face on it. And then branding. Does your thumbnail look, or do multiple thumbnails of yours look the same? That could be it. Yeah, Mark Lindsay confirms 24th. No serif fonts. Exclamation mark. Yeah, it's just a tip. Some serif fonts are fine. You need them to be thick. This is not a really good example of a thick font, but here, this is a good thick font. The Paulcast Podcast, coming soon to the internet. There's no place that you can learn about this or get more information. Just hope and pray that it happens. My friend Paul and my friend Pat are going to do that. Thumbnails. And then accurate. Okay, so and they have to be accurate. Do your thumbnails accurately describe your video? They should. Titles. What makes a good title? Well, titles should also be accurate, and they should have some sort of buzzword or marketing word or some sort of energy word. I don't have a good way to describe this, but you know, your keyword phrase should be in your title and some sort of marketing word. This is the ultimate keyword phrase, whatever it is your video is about, or 10 secrets, and then what your secrets is about. Brenda G's Design says, Heifer Haven, free advice for a good title. Don't ask Heifer Haven for advice on anything. Oh, Osprey Mama gave me a tip. Thank you. Super chat from Osprey Mama. Thank you so much. Yeah. Remember, they trip all of these lights. I'll throw in the red one for free. First one gets the red one for free. Isn't that fun? Yeah. So there's the super chat stuff. Thank you, Osprey Mama. I appreciate the super chat. Let's put your channel on the in the chat room, and we'll drop you on the little sign. Remember, any super chatters get preserved on the show in this little square. In this case, it's up there. And then talking head, it's down here. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Longtime supporter of Awesome Wood Things. Good bird stuff there. I think I'm getting behind. Yeah, nope, see? I never did get to that video. I'm behind on my video watching on Osprey Mama's channel. I will get to it. I will. Yeah, so that's what makes good titles. Spend some time. Like, people, don't just slap together a thumbnail and plop down a title. Work at it. It's the two most critical things. Nothing else can happen if no one's watching it. This makes people watch. It's very, very critical. Things like TubeBuddy and vidIQ, they have research tools that can help you pick good keyword phrases, which ultimately turn into titles, keyword phrases and titles. So and watch your CTR. Okay, click through rate. If there's only 2 pieces of metadata you ever look at ever, it's those 2 things. Let me get back to the studio. Choose the studio beta. Oh yeah, I'm doing really well here. Go to these video analytics. Oh man, I'm just thrilled. Look at that. A whopping 67.2% average view duration, which is now retitled. They have a new term for that. It's average percent viewed. Yeah, so sometimes it says average view duration. Sometimes it's, I think they're trying to replace that with average percent viewed. You want that above 50%. And then here, oh wait, let me go back. Sorry. You can also see it on the inverted trapezoid of awesomeness here on the reach viewers. So here's the inverted trapezoid of awesomeness right there. That small gray text, 2.3% click-through rate. Not good. Not a good click-through rate. You want that around. You get that around 8%, you're killer. Higher than 8%, you're golden. You get higher than 10%, oh, baby, it's time to crack open the champagne. Click-through rate. And isn't it odd that the 2 most important things on this chart are the tiny gray text? Yes, that's important. Yes, that's important. This is really important. And then here, this no longer says average percent viewed in that little spot, but they've done something 100 times better. So they've taken it away there, and they've added it under channel analytics. Go to your channel-wide analytics, go to top videos, come to this full screen. I bear with me here, folks. See this little blue plus? Hit that blue plus, go to overview, and right there it is, average percent viewed. Once you do that, another column is going to show up. Boom. And then where's the video we were just on? It's right. Where's my video? That was on my scroll saw video. Where is it? Where is it? Let me change the date range. Go to 7 days. There it is. This was the video I was on. Van Halen inspired DeWalt scroll saw. 67 points. So there's the percentage that was taken away. This average percent viewed is no longer on the inverted trapezoid of awesomeness. So right there is 67%. And then there's, so this is what you need to keep an eye on. This one, and then here's the click-through rate. This was also on the inverted, this was on the inverted trapezoid of awesomeness. This one was not. So you look at these two numbers, boom and boom. Anywhere there's 50% higher and 8 or higher, oh, baby. I'm celebrating this. This is not 7.5. Yeah, I would like that to be 8, but come on. 50% average percent viewed, and a 8% above. Oh, baby. YouTube loves that. So that's part of it. All right. Am I missing out on any chat stuff here? If I missed any chat stuff, let me know. Hit it with that at Awesome Things so I can see it. Killer thumbnails, killer titles, and keep them watching. We sort of drifted into the keep them watching type thing, and we talked a little bit about average percent viewed. The goal is 100%. You will never reach 100% average percent viewed, because everyone that viewed your video has to watch it completely to the end. That's statistically impossible. I get, yeah, Mom. I'm sure it's possible, but anyway, again, 50% or higher is a good marker. How do you? Okay, the question is, how do you keep them watching? That's the biggest question, hardest question to answer. There's no one answer, and some answers apply in some instances and some don't. Here's sort of a general overview to get you started making videos that people watch the whole way to the end. And these are in no particular order. Audio, great audio. Have the best audio that you can make it. You don't need expensive equipment like this Heil PR40, the best microphone known to man. You don't need that. But can you quiet your environment? Reduce extra noise? Make sure the levels are okay. Make sure the audio is consistent, or at least not horrible. It's not loud in some area. It's not quiet in the other. If you have loud equipment going, did you pull the audio down so it doesn't blow out the eardrums? Audio. Delivery. This is on-camera presence. Talking to a camera is an awkward thing to do. I'm doing it right now. Yes, there's people out there in the chat room, but I'm in this room by myself and I'm talking. It's not something that comes natural. It takes practice. More practice for some, less practice for others. One of the best tips I got was pretend you're talking to someone. You're having a one-sided conversation, as awkward as that is. But that's, in other words, make what you're saying focused on one person, because on the other side of the camera, it's a whole bunch of individual one persons watching. I know that's an awkward way to say that, but that's one thing. Another good tip to make sure they watch the whole way through: no fluff. Cut out anything that's boring. If it's boring while you're filming, it's twice as boring watching it back. Cut. I like things tight. I like things fast. I like, take out all the fluff. I edit. It's like sewage waste treatment. Like, my video process is you go through, you cut it out, you go through again, you cut out more, you go through again, you cut out more, you go through again, you cut out. So you're removing. I had 3 hours of high-def footage of my Van Halenizing my scroll saw. 3 hours. That thing is less than 6 minutes. And the first part's just like, the first 20 seconds are just me talking about it. So that's what it is. And I like to get right to it. You know, a long 20-second intros. The same little snippet every time. No. Not for me. Shaky cam. No shaky cam. I'm on a mission. Well, shaky cam with with a person who's not walking, talking to the camera. No. Don't do it. See, this is on a tripod. It's still, the background's not jiggling. Now, if I'm walking, that's fine. Do a handheld. If you're doing handheld footage of something in the shot and you speed it up, handheld footage sped up doesn't look good to me. And those are nitpicky things. Keep them watching. Also, time lapse. Yes, obviously says time lapse. The best type of video is something that unexpectedly ends, or not unexpectedly ends, but if you've left the viewer with like, oh, it's over now. Now, of course, there's clues because the end card stuff comes up, because you should use end cards because that's a feature and you should embrace the features YouTube gives you. But for example, you can still be talking about your video during the end card segment. Deliver value right up to the end. And once your video ends, the viewer should be like, oh, darn. I want to watch something else from this creator. Like, you can't, I know it's sort of an awkward thing to put on your audience, but that's what you want. If they know it's if your end card is just marketing stuff and it's not your content, people might just jump off, and they often do. That could be the difference between a 40% average percent viewed and a 55% average percent viewed, is just your end card stuff. So I say deliver value all the way through the end card. Yes, you leave room on the screen for your next video, or the video YouTube thinks you'll like. That, leave room for that, but just voiceover or yourself is minimized like this. Like, put yourself down here in this little window. Pretend this is the end card. Value the whole way to the end. People sometimes do little segments at the end. They'll put their pets at the end. People want to hang on to the end to see the pets. Creator Insider, they do a movie quote. Oh, I want to hang on to see if I can guess the movie quote. Some little gimmicky thing at the end. Yeah, that's even better. I've yet to figure that out. I used to ask the audience to recommend little icons. I put icons on the end, and you could pick a theme of the icon. And I was trying to, get some engagement happening. It didn't quite go. That's not the planning. Try and fail. I guess I should have put that on there. Keep watching. Audience retention equals no intro or outro. Folks bail right after the project and skip forward to the project, says Mark Lindsay CNC. Yep. Mark, you're one smart cookie. Mark, you're a great resource to be out there in the chat room. Yeah. So true. And then this is kind of what we do week to week, is we talk about these types of things. But the takeaway is, when I talk about these two, click-through rate and average percent viewed, I mean, that's analytics. So like, analytics is sort of like the parent, and then these two are like the children. But there are many, many other analytics. I have yet to figure out an analytic that is as powerful as click-through rate and average view duration, or average percent viewed. Those two, if you spend no other time on analytics except these two, that's how you invest your time. Now, some of the analytics are cool. Like, are people watching from phones? Are they watching from televisions? Are they watching from computer? Yeah, that's interesting. Where are they watching from? Interesting. These can all guide your content. Oh, and here's another thing. When you're on these television apps, because I have Apple TV, which used to have YouTube. Mine don't, because they're now older. I think the newer Apple TVs have the YouTube app, and Roku. You don't get it all the way to the edge. I don't know if you know that. Like the very edges, like here and here, like it's cut off. So it sort of overscans it a little bit. So when I put words on my video or a photo or something like that, I never crash it all the way to the edge. I kind of bring it down and over just a little bit. So you need some padding. So in other words, think of like a fake border around that might get clipped on televisions. Casey Neistat does that. He like puts text right up to the edge, and they're kind of clipped off a little bit sometimes, like the letters like half cut off. But that's something from analytics you could get from seeing where your views are coming from. I do think the analytic of where the external stuff is coming from, this is also very, very good. Traffic sources here. This is a powerful, and look, they've exploded external as its own grouping. So really, in my channel over the last 28 days, external has accounted for 16.6% of my traffic, and then this is what that 16.6% looks like in this area. And so this is I mean, it's not as valuable as CTR and average percent viewed, but it is valuable. So I come down here and I look at where my traffic's coming from. I'm big on Instructables, so that's Instructables is there. I was featured on Scrollsaw Workshop, which is scrollsawworkshop.blogspot.com. Got a lot of stuff there, Facebook. And then, as you get down, the percents drop pretty drastically. But I think it's just cool to see where your stuff's coming from. And there for a while, look at that, make it extreme. 1.7%. 1.7% of my traffic, 2.5 years after I stopped the woodworking top videos, which are featured on makeitextreme.com. I'm still getting 1.7%. That's not chump change. Yeah, so just funny. Not funny, interesting and valuable. I'm trying to figure out what analytics are valuable to you, because there's a lot of analytics. There's a lot of stuff there. But what is really, really important? 30.1% of my external traffic is from Facebook, says Mark Lindsay CNC. That's good. And there's no right or wrong answer. That's great. Get your traffic where you can get your traffic from. But the point is, get your audience off site is a good supplement. Yes, play in the YouTube space and do all the YouTube stuff to make sure your stuff is the best on YouTube. Bring people to you. You've got to do both. Got to do both if you want to grow fast or grow the fastest you can. I don't know about growing fast. I've been at this part-time, not full-time, part-time for 4 years. I'm in my 4th year. I'm trying to get to 5,000. I'm trying. I'm almost there. I don't think I'll ever get to 5,000 subscribers. Obviously, most of my external traffic is from other planets. There is a planetary network. NASA has something, and that's the name of it, that, they put the satellites in orbit around Mars, and they communicate back to, that's called the planetary network, is the formal name of it. There is a network for that. What other analytics are critical? Again, I'm all into CTR and average percent viewed. I mean, views are just an extension of average percent viewed. I'm sorry, of click-through rate. Yeah. So you can't have click-through rate without the number of times it was viewed. And remember, Impressions. Yeah. Everyone knows what an impression is. That is just when YouTube presents your video to someone on a page. Okay? That's an impression. Other important pieces of metadata. Yeah, how your playlists do, this is good. How your cards do, that's good. End screen elements, that's good. Top videos by end screen element. I mean, these are all good stuff. I don't know what to do with it as a creator. How do these make you make decisions? Gender breakdown. Time watch from subscribers and non-subscribers. I mean, hey. See, look at this. Not subscribed, 90.4%. And that's typical. That's typical. And that kind of goes along with get an audience off site. Look, all my stuff is being, well, anyway. Countries. I don't know how you would use that. Ages. I don't know how you would really use it. I mean, I could see where all of these will sort of inform your content in a roundabout way. Well, don't want to go there. So I only don't want to go to earn revenue because there's terms of service. One piece of metadata in the revenue is a no-no to publicly share. And I think it's the cost per mil. So what they pay you per 1,000 views, I think that's kind of secret because it changes per physical location and other things. They don't want people kind of... It's like employees telling other employees how much they make. I think that's sort of like the same thing. Robot Arts is here. Hello, welcome. He says, morning all. Oh, must be from somewhere where it's morning, obviously. Time to start inserting subliminal subscribe cues. Yeah. Hey, keep them watching stuff. Yeah, here's some other good tricks. Javi joked and said subliminal, but I am putting little Easter eggs in my stuff, and I found that really helps. One time I put Pat Lapp's face in my video and said, go back and find Pat Lapp. And if you tell me the timestamp, I'll mail you something in the postal mail. And that was sort of a fun thing to do. It's weird. Hold on a second, folks. YouTube's sort of acting up on me. Oh, am I still streaming? I think I'm still streaming. Oh, that's weird. See, why is it having me sign in again? Something happened. I think I'm still streaming. Okay. Sorry about that. Some little technical glitches. Not sure what happened. Yes, you are streaming. Thank you, Brenda. And the question is, what was I talking about? Frankie's CNC Woodworking Channel is here. Hello, hello. Oh, yes, subliminal stuff. So let me show you. Let me show you some fun things I've been doing. First of all, I like spending the time to put these Easter eggs. Easter egg is a developer term meaning something hidden. It doesn't mean a literal Easter egg. But let me just kind of show you a couple things here. So I think this was sort of a fun thing to do. So watch this hand here. The hand goes like from the pointer to this, to the devil horns when the guitar comes in. Watch it. See that? You blinked, you missed it. Just one little second. There it is. And then also, I think I sort of missed the mark on this one, but this was sort of a fun thing that I was hoping people would kind of go back and watch over and over again. So here, everyone from the maker community, the woodworking and maker community, I took first and last names and mashed them up. So we have a couple woodworkers in here named Chris and one woodworker named Swan. So I mashed them up. Laura Hildebrandt. Sophie Martinez II. Now look, now these were, and I also did. See, I think I'm clever. I'm not clever, but so the profile pics. So these are sort of normal looking profile pics, but then it starts speeding up. So Eloy Unzueta, Zach Cortez, and then so that's the normal one. Look at that profile pic. Isn't that deliciously awkward? He's got a mullet and he's holding things. I guess you can't see it. He's holding a little puppy dog. And they get weirder as they go. Look. This one's not bad. Little dog face. This weird dog face. Look at another mullet. I guess that's some sort of fez. Oh, actually, Pat Lapp is actually on there. So he's a real person. Bobby Wildman, and then Steve Carmichael. And in this particular video, I worked with Steve behind the scenes to kind of move through the concept of what I did, which he inspired me. He did what I did first, and he gave his approval. Anyway, why am I showing you this? This was a way to, my failed attempt, I think, to get people to go back and watch this sequence. This only happens over the course of like 3 seconds. 41, 42, 43, 44, about 4.5, 5 seconds. So, but this was the keep them watching. I wanted people to rack up the percent viewed. I wanted that number high. And you saw it was over 50% the whole way through. It was above 60% most of the way through. So that was my attempt there. Yes. So yes, be grounded in all of the good features and learn your analytics. Go off site, bring people to YouTube, make them click on your stuff, killer thumbnails and titles, and keep them watching. That's the overall concept. Easy to grasp, not easy to pull off. But seriously, when I'm on video, my whole idea is click-through rate, average view duration. Everything I do is to that end. Marcel's got to go. Good night, Marcel. Woohoo! Okay. I think that wraps up just the recap portion, the rapid recap portion, and now Mr. Javier Unzueta had asked me before the show to do a hot seat channel review because Javi went through his entire catalog and redid every single thumbnail he has on his channel based on some of the advice I provided. So he asked me to put him on the hot seat and do his channel review over again with the focus on the thumbnails. So I will be doing that now. Okay, look at this. I'm seeing some thumbnails out there on the YouTubes. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Okay. Osprey Mama says, here we go. Hang on, folks. I'm brutally honest with my love and my my do better list. You know, again, I think you're on point with everything. You've got your social media links, your about page is on point. All that's good. Let's look at the thumbnails. Oh, baby. Well, I am super impressed. Okay, first of all, make room for Javi. That's one of his shows. That's all in a playlist. Love things in playlist. Everything should be in a playlist. That's part of the features. No video should not be in a playlist. Always put them in playlists. Yeah, look at those thumbs. They all have an identical look and feel to them. Oh, now see this crapped out again. Hold on. I'm having a technical glitch. Nope, nope. I don't know why it squishes the screen like that sometime. Okay, the point is there's a consistent feel. Okay, you've got the green border. You've got readable text. It's not serif text. It's sans serif, but that's okay. Yeah, bang on. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. You are crashing your text into the timestamp hobby. I wouldn't do that. This bottom right-hand corner should be no text. Land clearing and a new, who knows? Special 5-acre tour EP. Definition of scrap W. Yeah, so maybe like take this white text, slap it on the top maybe, because that little timestamp's not there. Good, good, good. Okay, then you've got, just created playlists. Okay. Let's jump into let's go to your playlist screen. Well, let's go over here. Let's look at this playlist.
If you're a woodworker or a woodworker wannabe, guess what?
Again.
It's time for the first annual Almost Useless.
Almost Useless Challenge. Oh, Javi, I love you, brother. Okay, so again, well, look at this. Not only are these thumbnails consistent, but they're actually consistent from playlist to playlist. He's got a different color background. He's got the same heavy. I can kind of see it better actually, even though this is sort of obscured by this chunk. He's got, hopefully now. Oh, there we go. Now it's behaving. So yeah, this style is very similar to that style. Different colors, but text is in a column on the left. There's a border the whole way around it. There's white text across the bottom. Man, awesome. You're bringing it with the colors. There's a different playlist. He's got a different color. Oh man, you're there. You're there, brother. I like how the hashtag, the pound symbol, is only in pixels. So he has like episode 003. That's good. You want to keep that pound symbol out of your title, and you want to keep it out of your descriptions because it turns into a link. And my audio is screwed? Okay. Check your mic, Matt. Okay, how about that? Any better? Heads up. Okay. Matt, audio, look at the chat. Hello. All right. My audio's been hot this whole time. Hopefully it's better now. I did unplug it, plugged it back in. Will do, says Javi. Better audio? I see a yes. I hear great. Al needs to be in Matt's ear. Yes, Al is not in my ear today, but I do have a Discord where you can be in my ear if you know what Discord is. That's my Discord link. Good for 24 hours. Better. There you go. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully that wasn't too long. How long was I like that? The mic again, Matt. Audio mumble, Matt. What happened to your voice? Yeesh. Yeah, see, I need the Discord stuff. Okay, so I was saying that the colors are awesome. The template's the same on your thumbnails for your playlist. Super impressed. I don't think I could make your thumbnails any better. I would put with the exception of putting that small text on the top. the images themselves inside the thumbnail, is that the highest saturation you can make. Oh, let's see, that crept out again. I'm going to stop using that little magnifying glass. But yeah, oh, Javi, yes, so much better. Okay, what's your latest video? This is a uploaded video. Make room for Javi. Let's kind of watch. January 24th. It's last week. See, notice how that's scrolling? So he's talking. I know you can't hear him. Maybe you can now.
You up to date. 2 years ago, I decided to dedicate more time to my woodworking hobby. Unfortunately, I had more tools than I did room.
Okay, see how that image is slowly scrolling? That's a good technique because it's not static. Any static image for more than 10 seconds, the brain says, oh, I can start ignoring it. Even if the brain doesn't want to ignore it, it just says, I could.
Organized the workshop, the office.
This is great.
I sold, threw out, or sorted the...
That's called the Ken Burns effect. That has an actual name. So when still images just kind of glide a little bit, Ken Burns, he's a famous photographer. I did a lot of documentaries, and he only had photos, but he had them.
Only problem was, in liquidating my 2 warehouses, I was...
This is good. Okay, you got camera footage, you've got still images. Your audio narration matches level and quality of your narration in a different environment with a different camera. Whatever camera this is, it looks lower quality. Maybe that's phone, but that doesn't matter. Image stuff, video itself, much more forgiving. You know, your audio has to be on point. I like you used fast forward, all good. Yeah, Javi, you got this.
And we're really not going to walk all the way through. I'm just going to digger. Look for episode 19 of...
Make room for Javi. I love it. I love the internet. Javi, 2 thumbs up, brother. I'm super impressed with thumbnails. This was a guy that just, whatever the thumbnail was, you know, much better. How did he do that Ken effect, says Osprey Mama. Oh, well, that's in your video editor. So whatever video editor you have the ability to have still items move over time. That's how you would do it. I do not have my video editor on this machine. It's on that machine. And it's guarded by Scud right now. So he will exterminate me if I go over there. And if I'm exterminated, I can't do the show. But how you make something scroll is you use the techniques of your video. So you bring your footage into a piece of software. The software cuts and edits your video down. That's what you would use. iMovie on the Mac, iMovie on iPhone. You could use other video editing programs on Windows, Movie Maker, whatever. They all can kind of shift stuff over time. Usually have to kind of put a marker down on one time area and put a marker down on another deeper into the video and then change something. And whatever you changed, it will onion skin it over time and do that. Adobe Premiere. Yeah. Adobe Premiere. Osprey Mom says, no problem. I get it. Javi is a Sasquatch, says Mark Lindsay. Yep, you choose the start and stop frame. Yep. Look for the still image panning in your editing software's help topics. Mark Lindsay, the man. Mark Lindsay knows his stuff. A lot of people do. This community's super smart and creative. I love creative people. I love it. This community is the best. And I'm not just saying that. It really, really is. See, I can tell. Oh, look at that. It does go up a little bit. Yeah, right here, look. See that steep climb? Oh, yeah, look. That steep climb is right before these word bubbles. People must have went through it and then went backwards and overshot how far backwards it was. Anytime you can get that to go upwards, it's a major thing. Most graphs only point downward. And see, like here, like, see, I knew my end card was getting kind of long. Oh, God. ignore that costume. Yeah, but here the audience is starting to sense that it's starting to end, and they are dropping off. But I held them. Even at the last second, I'm 50.6. That's above 50. But yeah, anytime this kind of rises back up, you want to look very closely at what you're doing, and anytime it starts to go downward, you want to look very close at what you've done there, and try and glean what you did to make it go up and do more of that, or what you did to make it go down and do less of that. Been editing since back in the 8mm film days, says Mark Lindsay. Yes. You should know all the old lingo, like the L cuts and the J cuts. All that good stuff. Now, so I got it in my head. Dun, 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 dun. Make room for Javi. That is the best. That is the best. I don't care. It doesn't get much better than that. Static screens make people bail. Yes. Put junk on the screen. That's why this thing flips every 20 seconds, even though 20 is a little long. But, yeah, do things like this. The Paulcast Patcast podcast. Boom, it's on screen. Boom, mind equals blown. Thursdays, 7 p.m. on Brenda G's Designs. Brenda G. G as in gnome. No. G as in golf. I got the NATO alphabet right there. Brenda G as in golf, plural. Brenda G's Designs channel. Southern Ginger Workshop is here. Hi, Zach. Zach, I featured your video creator masterminds group on Facebook earlier in the show. People were digging it. I would expect the Awesome Wood Things bump in memberships. Zach says, just trying to fix my maker knife. See, I ordered the maker knife, but I got the silver one, and those are shipping later than the black one. So I will have to wait a little longer for my maker knife from Jocko Whatever YouTube channel. Looking forward to the WW show once again, Zach. Thanks, Broski. Yeah, the woodworking show. Is that what WW, the woodworking show? Is that the Atlanta woodworking show? I will be at the Atlanta woodworking show. Please consider going to the Atlanta woodworking show. That is March 15, 16, 17, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And should be a fun time. Yes. Yes. All right, folks, I'm back on this channel live streaming Monday. Next show will be Monday, Feb 4, post Super Bowl show, 7 p.m. Eastern. Join me. If I have something line art related going on, I will do a Learn Adobe Now. I'm only kind of doing those when I have content for it. So that may or may not happen. So Javi, thank you for suggesting the review of your show. I encourage show topics be given to me. Find me on Facebook, matthaas.com, or awesomewoodthings, facebook.com/awesomewoodthings. Remember, when this show is over, it goes unlisted on YouTube, but you can find a complete list for free over at patreon.com/awesomewoodthings. You do not have to be a patron. It's just an easy way to show a public list of all of my previous All Things YouTube shows. You can link to them, but they're unlisted. If you go to Awesome Wood Things on YouTube, you're not going to find the reruns of these shows or the recordings of these shows. I know, hard to believe. I got taxes. I had a tax appointment on Friday. God, I got to spend the rest of this week getting my taxes all pulled together for my accountant to do my tax prep appointment. Ugh. I'm not looking forward to that. But hey, having fun on the YouTubes, that's for sure. And again, if you want to play in my idea and do the backlinks, if you have a website and you have a YouTube channel and you're okay putting a page on your website that lists other people in the community, fill out that form on awesomewoodthings.com/web. And then anyone that fills that out, I'll use you in the marketing material because I'm going to, show how to do it. See if I can get interest in people doing that. And maybe we can get some good backlinks happening all over the internet. I know the tax feeling well. Yeah, Javi made a boo-boo on some of his property decisions. I love tax time. I like to talk about myself. I put on a party hat and head on down. Yeah. Mark, maybe I can send my taxes to you, Mark. You seem like you would have fun doing it. Maybe I've got you all wrong. I don't know. All right, folks, I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you for being awesome, community. I love doing this show. As long as there's interest, I'll keep doing it. Don't be shy inviting your friends over to these shows. That really helps me. All right. Okay, thanks again. Sorry about the microphone technical issues. I'm glad we've got that figured out. Oh, Brenda has a suggestion for the show. As I figure out how to use the stop button here on... There we go. Give tips on where new people to the maker community can go to meet folks and learn on social media. Like you tonight mentioned stuff on the beta studio about scroll saw. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Thank you. Tips are coming in from the community. Thank you, Brenda G, for that show idea. I will certainly implement that. Keep them coming, folks. All right. Stay awesome. Stay creative. And I'll see you around the internet. If I can do anything to help, let me know. If I can help, I will. Thanks, internet. Bye. I'm still streaming. Isn't that funny? It says I'm still streaming. Let me hit refresh, and we'll see if I can stop the show. Anyone got any good jokes? Okay, stop streaming. I'm pushing the button.